Okay, there we go. We should be back up and running. Let's get that music going again. I don't know what happened, but apparently just a full out top to bottom reboot seems to have fixed whatever the issue was. I don't know. Let's get the music going back again. And there was something that popped up that I wanted to go take a look at. First of all, there's two signals there. But let's. Oh, yeah, that's right. Elevator going up. I want to grab the signal that's over there, but then there's this other teal signal that seems kind of newish. So I want to go check that out. Got a little bit of time, and it's not that far away. At some point in time, though, I'm going to have to invest in a gun for this, just to be on the safe side, I do believe. Let's see what we've got over here. Bottom. Yay, cow boots. Oh, upgraded drill if I needed it. Go. Hopefully, we'll be in better shape now. Looks like daylight's on its way as well. Pepe! What's up, Rockstar? How you doing today, buddy? And there. All right, let's go check out this teal unknown signal. Away we go. Oh, Shazbot. Nice. Yeah, as long as you have something like queued up and ready for when you get to the point where you're playing again, that's all that matters. That's not a bad idea, actually. I think the modular cargo container will actually work really well for vertical miners. Especially as you'll probably be able to stack more of them in the same amount of space as, like, several of the large cargo containers. Although it's one of those that it's like, what's the trade-off on volume versus area? Because I know that the modular cargo container is 10,000 cubic liters. So what is, or just 10,000 liters, what, and the large one is 15.25, I think. 15.35 or something like that. Give or take, yeah. But it's also like area wise, because if I remember correctly, the modular is what looks like three by 5 by by 7. So it's one of those, like, does it take up the same amount of area? Or does it have the same amount of overall area, just in a different orientation? Regardless. Oh, hey, while I'm over here, I should pick up some ice because I was talking about it earlier. Let's check out what's this. Was it just the same thing, but it colored it differently? Ow. You suck. Hey, new grinder and a plushie. All right. Oh, I think I do have some gold and silver back at base. I may be able to set up or get the new set of tools. Yeah, I probably won't be able to get Space Age right away because I'm having to get a small loan from my sister. So, and she's already spent like, what was it, like $1,500 this past week on getting her new computer set up. So it's one of those like I'm gonna have to wait, which I'm fine with. So it'll probably be like next Wednesday when I can get a copy of it. Which again, not a big deal. I still have plenty of Space Engineers to play. Well, it's not that I don't need, but well, actually these days I probably do with all the shit that I put them through. So I probably do need both. Let's head on back. Plus a kidney for Factorio. It's a little much. Now, I could see a kidney for Death Stranding too. Although elevated rails, I mean, it could go either way. But yeah, and then honestly, again, that's fine because it still gives me a little bit more time with the Signals DLC, or not Contact DLC, which is always a good thing. Again, I'm not too sure about the state of my kidneys. I have put a lot of energy drinks through them. So it could be one of those things that if I give one up, I'm only working on half a kidney at that point. So probably best I hold on to them. Okay, almost back home. Nice, easy, calm trip. Bounce. There's home. Home is where the garage is. And another one. And again, different color. Oh god, the Space Age DLC for Factorio? Oh God. There is so much going into the DLC for Factorio. It's almost like an entirely different game. Yeah. So if you've played the oh, nice. I'll have to check that out. But if you've played the space exploration mod for Factorio, it is similar to that. And the reason why is because the guy who did space exploration also works for Woob, who are the makers of Factorio. In fact, I think it was his work on space exploration that got him the job there. Go. But it adds new planets. It adds the ability to fly between them. It adds new supply chains. Adds elevated rails for rail systems, which right there, that alone would be worth the price of admission for most people. You're like, wait a minute, finally we can get more complicated with our rail systems. And I like the fact that they took good ideas from space exploration, because honestly, at the end of the day, space exploration feels like the kind of addition that Factorio was aiming towards anyway. Like it's a little more convoluted than I think base Factorio should be, but it's definitely in that right direction. Let's also drop that off. That off. And that off. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But there are there's a change to the way that fluids are being handled now. There are changes to some of the recipes are getting fine-tuned. There's a change to production with building levels and whatnot. Like there's so much stuff going into it. Well, pretty straightforward sorcery, actually. It's just a couple of pistons. Yeah, the Aaron Deal, I think his name is, or something like that. But yeah, he does good work. Like, space exploration is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of really cool stuff that's part of it. And then Space Age is just going to be absolutely amazing. Okay, let's check out this other. Why is it that color, though? That's what I want to know. I don't generally make a lot of elevators, but in this particular case I wanted to, because again, I want to I want to do a shelter, Fallout shelter kind of thing, and just keep it interesting. You know, always finding new ways, new ideas for construction, or just utilizing what I already know to do something interesting or different. I think that's really the key ingredient, is keep it interesting. Otherwise, just tends to get really boring after a while if you're just doing the same thing over and over again. Exactly. Never really need a reason. Well, I guess, okay, technically, yes. You need a reason. You don't necessarily need an excuse. The reason is, will it fit here? The excuse is because I can. That's how that works. Good Lord, this is a heck of a drive out here. There you go. That's the way to do it. Ah, here we go. I think I have to go up and over this little hill. Pretty good, barring some technical difficulties. How about yours, buddy? Oh, nice. I think Fant did one of those recently as well. Wonder how he's doing. I haven't talked to him in a while. We unfortunately had a little bit of a difference of opinion after the whole PAX Day thing. Uh-oh. That's a bit steeper than I thought it was. Shit, it's one of these. Okay, I gotta run up on this. Gotcha, bitch. There we go. And there we go. So earlier, as we're sitting here talking about various reasons and excuses and projects and whatnot, but was watching Kiramasu earlier before I started my stream. And there was an interesting conversation happening in his chat talking about space engineers and things people would like to see in the game versus what the game actually is. And to his credit, Kira was very definitely doing his best to try and see as many points of view as possible. And that's great. Honestly, if you can do that and do so in a positive manner, awesome. I, however, am not always so magnanimous or, well, let's say accommodating. I'm not always an asshole either. I'm just, I'm like, sometimes it is what it is. But what some of the conversation was about was having a purpose in Space Engineers. I'm playing this game. I want this game to give me a direction. And I can understand that sentiment because it is, for the most part, how we are used to playing games. I play a game, the game gives me a direction, I go in that direction and do the thing. And that is cool. That is totally a-okay to have that mentality. And with the Contact DLC, they have absolutely done that. They have started to give us a direction, a thing to do. However, that being said, Space Engineers is at its core a sandbox game. And if you are looking to somebody else in order to tell you how to play in the sandbox, you might be doing the wrong thing. So it's one of those situations where I understand where people are coming from, but a little bit of self-motivation will actually go a much farther distance than like expecting somebody to tell you how to play or where to go. Like, for instance, self-building space elevators. Excuse me. Or building a giant battleship for revenge. Or Suffer Day. Or any of the other number of stupid projects we've come up with for giggles. I will say they were having an interesting and good conversation about certain aspects of logistics that could be altered at the vanilla level in order to increase the longevity and replayability of the game. And it got me to thinking about what would make it interesting in terms of longevity. Yeah, there you go. And yeah, absolutely, I see. Like, just having something there is not a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily need to be an end goal, just something that you can poke at, I think, is the biggest thing. But what they were talking about got me to thinking about how you could add an additional level of logistical challenge to the game without going too far. Industrial Overhaul is a really good mod, but it can very easily become very overwhelming and incredibly what's the word I'm looking for? Convoluted. And it does so very quickly. As you start increasing the level of complexity of things that you need to get done, it starts to become a little bit too much. So I was thinking about an intermediate step that would be great for okay. As it stands currently, what we have is that when we get started, we have the survival kit. And then the survival kit gets us to the basic refinery and basic assembler. And then that gets us to refinery and assembler. So it would be an interesting concept if you added a couple of steps in there. The first being that survival kit gets you to the basics. But the problem with the basics is that there's still a lot of loss of material. So you throw in, you throw in the ore, and it's still spitting out a lot of gravel, and it's still spitting out not as much ore, but it's still better than survival kit. And then you go up the next level, and that reduces or gets rid of the gravel, but you're still getting not as much ore as you could get. And then the next level would be specialized refineries, so that you basically have it so the refinery is only doing one type of ore, And because of the fact that it's only one type of ore, it's more efficient that way than if it was just whatever's coming in. So having that additional level of, additional level of refinement means that you then also spend a little bit more time thinking about how you set up your logistics. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to. It's just if you're looking to min-max, you then have the specialized refineries. And then you could do the specialized prototech refineries. So again, another level. So you're always adding something else more. Oops. And then there we go. Awesome. There we go. So, that reminds me, I needed to put something up here. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking I don't need, well, whoops. Okay. There we go. Let's fix that. But what I want to do there we go, is this. No. Okay. There we go. And then this, I can actually go ahead and I need you to be the O2H2. There we go. And then that should allow me to replace this with that. That to not be that one. I need it to be bay window with railing. And then I do this one and that one and that one. And that. There we go. That should perfect. Oh, yes. That is going to be much better. And then you come that. And we're good there. That one. Well, that's good. Backflipping trucks and trailers is not always ideal. Well, I was thinking about the chandelier there, Matt, and was contemplating adding. So if I put the rotor up one block higher, and then put the ceiling up in line with it, but then extended the truss central beam, so it would be a rotor, central beam, and then T-junction. So that way we get a little extra clearance. We should keep it from clanging out, because I think that was part of the problem. There we go. Looks all right. And make the bulletproof glass. Grab that. Just need a little bit more. There we go. And last one. Yeah, that's going to look good. And then the only thing that I would want to do is move the survival kit so that it doesn't get, like, destroyed. Destroyed if we were to get attacked. That would be bad. And then, of course, moving my cargo containers down underground would be a good idea as well. I don't know. You'd be surprised how easily you could fit everything into the truck and then still have enough space for the trailer on the back wheels. But it's one of those that you wind up needing to play around with. Yeah, why are they that color now? What the hell's going on here? I'm not complaining, though, with how close it is. And oh, gotcha. No, you could still get away with it. Just have to extend a couple of spurs off the back a little bit. It doesn't need to be major. Go. And up, and away. Oh, wait, no. Better not be up, and away. Okay, let's go. God, this is so far away. I don't think we're going to make it. Oh, man. Woo, that was a hell of a trip, guys. That was so dangerous. I didn't think we were going to make it there a couple of times. Like, that just... Wow. Ooh. Worth it. Skeleton suit. I don't think I have that one. And another grinder. Jesus. It's like, okay, I get it. I wonder if it's because it's Halloween or, you know, special occasion kind of thing. Yeah. Low gravity will change the behavior of certain vehicle types, but generally it shouldn't matter too much. Give me that. There we go. All right, let's make the long haul back to base. It's going to be a really long trip. I don't think we're going to make it, guys. We might not have enough battery. Oh my God. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was rough. You know, it took us a while. But I'm glad you guys stuck it out with me. You know, I really wasn't sure if we were all going to make it back. But yeah, we did. It was cool. Well worth it. Oh, God. Hopefully we don't have to make any more trips like that. That should, for now, be the last one. Till the next one. Okay, I need... You know what? Let's look at the turrets. Specifically, I want the new... Oh, wow. Ooh. Yeah, we're going to have to move you. Wait, you can stay, actually. I don't have to do anything with that. Gotcha. Well, that's the same height as the other one. Oh, damn it. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I need 4 metal grids. There we go. And awesome. And we're going to take yellow, not silver, Sci-Fi. Okay, and we're going to turn off the... No, wrong thing. That thing. I think we all have situations like that where our fingers are like, by the way, you now suck. Deal with it. There we go. It's the wee little battle rover. Shut up, Hollows. Oh, that's a good point, actually. Ooh. I have an idea. Ooh, yes, that'll... Okay. I need that and that. Okay. What you do is you take that, and then that. No. Ore detector is up under here. Can't see it, but it's under there. And it's working just fine because magnesium and silicon. I got nothing else that's ore detecting, just the rover. Go. Here, I will give you proof that I have ore detector. Control panel. Ore detector. Right there. If I had a mic, I would drop it. Grab what I need for this. Yeah, ordinarily I do have... That's bullshit, Icy. I know you can read. Let's see. Okay, and I need exhaust pipe and power dependency. We'll set at 20%. Oh, 0.2. And we'll do fire and smoke. Where's my fire? Where's my smoke? I am annoyed. I have no fire and I have no smoke. I have light. I feel like I'm being gypped out of this. That's okay though. Okay, next up. We've got that. Oh. Two things. First of all, let's see. I need magnesium, which I have down there. No, I was looking for something else. Jesus, the unknown signals are just throwing themselves at me today. But I'm... how do I want to go about this? Because I could come at it from underneath. But yeah, give me just a second. I will be right back. There we go. Now I can breathe. And no, I'm not opening the door. I never opened it to begin with. Yes, I do. I very definitely do need to breathe. Okay, default that. Awesome. There we go. Next up, I need... it's that thing you do with either your nose or your mouth or both. But I'm debating on where I want to do a tunnel. I think what I'll do is put one off of here. And I'm going to need some... Awesome. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's not what it is. What's that new... There it is, the first aid cabinet. Let's throw one of these in here. Wait, what? What? There's only... Oh. Well, you know what? Actually, I can make that work. Here we go. That is actually a good idea. Where's my first aid and energy kits? There we go. Oh, it'll only hold 2 first aid kits. Okay, that's fine. That is a-okay. Because I can put a small... Grab that. Ooh, wait, no. I don't want it to be directly attached. I want it to be separate. And I should put it on the same side. So what we'll do is, there we go. Whoops. All right, Brockstar, have a good one, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Stay out of trouble. Or, don't. I don't care. All right. Then we throw in our power kits. Let's also sci-fi and yellow. And actually, I want to keep that one white. I want to do that, whoops, for both of those. Okay, there we go. So we've got spare energy kit and we've got spare medical kits. I can actually use those for a change. There. All right. Now we can go ahead and start on a little mining outcropping here. There. And I should... There. So that way, I can actually like build the stairs down. Have this almost like a proper stairway down. Stairway to hell. That. Excellent. So, past couple of days, I have decided that I really have been wanting to play GTA 4 again. And I mentioned this yesterday, but I find myself really enjoying it and also seeing a lot of the DNA, if you will. Highway, stairway, it just depends. But playing GTA 4, I see a lot of the DNA of what would become GTA 5 in it. And especially when compared to previous versions of GTA. Like, Vice City, San Andreas. It's also interesting to me, when I was thinking about it, that we went from essentially GTA 3, which was in Liberty City, to GTA 4, which is again in Liberty City. And then GTA 5 is in San Andreas. Even though it should have been like GTA San Andreas 2 is technically what it should have been. But I guess they didn't want to start getting convoluted like that with their naming scheme. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Come down a little bit further. I guess a little bit farther. So that I can start grabbing that sweet, sweet magnesium. Which is right under here at some point. And I want that. I need to clean up all of this crap. Let's move the frame blocks. Not frame. Scaffold. Need girders for that. I must gird my loins. Let's clean this out while we're at it. And then after I get this mine started, we're going to go ahead and look at there we go. We're going to go ahead and look at starting our miner. Here's some of this out. Go. This is the fun part, is especially with some of these blocks that have lots of holes or lots of negative space, is trying to find that right angle where you can go ahead and attach something to it. Got to get it just right. I think we're about in line with where we need to be. So we'll just do nope, there we go. And looks like we've got some silicon down here as well, so that'll be nice. Be like 2 mines with 1 stone. That's true. And that was one thing that Keen was mentioning, is that they've noticed that the voxel hands tools don't get used a lot. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there is no vanilla way to actually put voxel material back. There is a mod that will allow you to do it, but there is nothing that is specifically vanilla based. Yeah, that's correct. But that is also in part, I think, an issue with it being creative only. And not everybody wants to be in creative. You know, a lot of people like playing in vanilla. And so having... Oh, yes. Had a shovel. There you go. But having a way to do it vanilla-wise would actually, I think, make people happier. I'm going to have to fix this at some point, but... I think we would also see more interesting and creative uses of voxel material if we had better tools for it. Oh man, I was just thinking, if they added a shovel, it better be a battle shovel. So that way we could do Warhammer 40k Kriegsman roleplay with it. That would be hella awesome. Especially if they found a way to get more and more players, or increase the player counts. Okay. Grab some more. Perfect. Then I'll just need to add some stairs or something over here. Yeah, there you go. The E-tool. I don't care what it gets called. I just want it. Because then it would be awesome to see somebody do the actual Kriegsman avatar. The engineer for Space Engineers. Like the full-on Kriegsman armor and everything would be fucking fantastic. Because, oh, this game would be perfect for that because of how easy it would be to do trench warfare and how awesome it would be to do trench warfare. Like, oh, that would be a fantastic mod pack, a complete overhaul of Space Engineers that turns it into a giant trench warfare back and forth between Kriegsmen and Chaos. And oh, that's all right. I meant what you knew. All right. So now let's what take anyway these days? I think it's just the Gatling ammo. And how much magnesium powder did I get from that? Or more specifically, how much am I getting from that? Okay. I'm going to want more. So there we go. Okay. I need to make sure that I can get back out of here. That should suffice. Actually, yeah, that'll be perfect. Yeah, that is something my dad used to say all the time. Whenever you accidentally misspeak or put something out of order or just said the idea correct but the words were wrong, he would always reply with, "I meant what you knew." Go. A polite way of saying your brain was in the right spot, but your mouth was not. Which, so true. I have no idea, honestly. That one's on you. Because it's really not terribly complicated. All right, let's see. I should have. Yeah, exactly. It's a bass backwards kind of situation. There we go. Awesome. So now, our little rover that could has a operational turret. So let's grab some steel plate. Yeah, bass backwards. That is the correct way to say it. And there's that. Now, I'm not going to get too fancy with this wall. Basically, just, steel plate or steel armor. Get the job done. There we are. And then there. That will work quite nicely. And I'll do something over here. You there. That, and then maybe, nope, we'll do this. Yeah, that'll actually work quite nicely. And okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that and this. I only need the three main ones up front. That should be like, if I'm going off the edge over here, I've got bigger problems because I should be pretty well centered on all of this. Why have you moved over? I may not have been lined up on it to begin with, but either way. All right, there we go. So that sets that up nicely. We can get this done as well. There we go. Now the question is, oh, I bet that was fun. You do have to kind of watch out for that a little bit. Yeah, okay. Let's throw that in there for now. Fill out some of that. All right, so what I am looking at in terms of a mining ship is I want to keep it small. And I don't know if I want to use, let's see. It'd probably be a better idea to make it an electric mining ship for now, as opposed to doing hydrogen, because I should be able to get it fairly small at that point. So let's drop that, and I want let's see, do I want to do a flush cockpit again, or do I want to do the industrial cockpit? The smoke is usually the dead giveaway that something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. But by that point, you're like, oh, shit. What did I do? Oh, as far as the audio? Yeah. Let's see. What if I do... that? Small head and rotor lock. Oops. Yeah, no worries. It's not like I'm going anywhere. So what I am thinking is I will do... Whoops. let's do some of that. Drop you off some of that. Those, some of those. And I want to use the saddle cockpit. Should be able to get away with that. Just one of them. Now, granted, I won't be able to drill for very long with it, but that's okay. Then I want to use that. Yeah, we'll put that there, that. I need drill, which I can't. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. That makes more sense. Because there is no version of the prototype drill that is small grid. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. That looks incorrect. Okay. Now what I need is to fit the batteries. Probably put them on the sides here. There and there. Then some thrusters. Fit a couple of big ones on here, at least. And I'll probably want some small ones there. Just some extra small ones, really. I don't know how good the lift capacity is going to be for them. And we'll sit there and put this is going to be kind of a hideous mining vehicle, but as long as it gets the job done, I don't necessarily care. I want it to be able to do its job. Yeah, move those up. There you go. Exactly. There we go. And probably sneak some extra ones underneath. All right, let's get this one built. Start putting this beautiful beast together. And then we'll see how it all looks when it's done. Of course. Let's get those done. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I do have to add the gyros and the ore detector. It just does. And, oh yeah, and I do have to fit the connector on the back. That. Let's also throw an ore detector on here. Dead center. Yeah, that'll work. As well as, at some point, I will also add some lights. Let's get more of this actually welded up, and then we'll worry about that. There's that. And... ooh. Also going to want to shut off, whoops, production. Okay. Let's turn off all of these. As the last thing I want to do is have them all build and then start thrusting and then everything go horrible and explode. Which I have had happen before. Go. Very least we get those in place. How am I doing on iron anyway? Probably going to want to go get some more. Don't know if I'll be able to finish this with what I have, but we'll find out. Nope, okay. Actually, let's go ahead and do... It is sliding, that's what I thought. If I don't have it attached to the base while it's on the elevator, it will start sliding off. So that is something that I'll have to watch out for. Where's my fire? I guess it's not enough. Power dependency 0.05. There we go. Might be worthwhile to actually bump it down even lower. Oop. Let's go with 0.0125. There we go. Good enough. But let's roll on over to that unknown signal first, and then we'll come back and hit up the iron. Who knows, maybe I'll get some more spooky gear. That'd be cool. Right up here. That's the other thing. I'm probably going to go ahead and add floodlights. Okay, to the miner, just to make sure that we're actually able to see with it. What's up here? Oh, it's still rolling down the hill. Nice. Aw. Hey, another grinder. Just hope we don't grind anything off of the rover while I'm doing this. One nice thing, though. Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I've done that previously. And that's one of those things that I often do when I reach that point. But that's also a situation where I will most likely build a second mining ship that is going to be bigger. So that way, if I am reaching the point where I need to go farther out for resources, and I want to have a ship that is capable of storing more, then I absolutely want it to be much larger. And on top of that, with the larger ship, that's when I go ahead and I build the transporter. But that's going to be like a far off project for now. And I think that circles back to the conversation that we were having earlier about not necessarily the goals in the sandbox, but just additional reasons to do specific things and have not necessarily a specific play style, but just kind of an order of operations. And that sometimes it feels like the amount of ore that you can get versus the amount that you need is a little too easy. And it's not necessarily about how much your inventory can hold, but more so about the refinery rates. And this is it's right here. So for instance, it really doesn't take me a whole lot of iron to build the base. And once you reach a certain point, you will have so much that it becomes ridiculous. Yeah. And not even like that you have to travel far or not that far at all, but more so just the amounts that you have readily available, and more specifically what they refine down into. So the balance of let's say for iron, for instance, of refining it down is almost 1-to-1. So for every 1 iron, you get 1 iron ingot, or 1 iron ore to 1 iron ingot, that sort of thing. And so I think if there was a little less efficiency in what you were refining down to, that would encourage players to actually create vehicles that were either more efficient in their use of storage, larger and more productive, or finding more efficient ways to handle refining back at base. And that really would help change up the longevity of the game and help make it so that there were different avenues for resource acquisition. What they could also do is make the starting equipment just a tad bit cheaper, so that getting a basic let's see, how would you do that? Because what I would want to see is that getting a basic refinery and getting a basic assembler should be pretty easy off of stone. Since stone goes into survival kit gets you those two, and then from there you're good to go. And I like the fact that the basic refinery is very limited in what it can actually refine. So seeing that's one of those where, yeah, I'd want it to be cheaper so that it's easier to get into it, but it's less efficient than it currently is. And like, I think it should be one of those where it's a little bit more power to refining efficiency issues as well, or less inefficient. Excuse me, more inefficient. So if, let's say, I wanted to spam a whole bunch of basic refineries to compensate for the fact that they're not quite as efficient, it would require, let's see, in order to say, let's say, get to the same efficiency as a single refinery, it should require like 5 or 6 basic refineries. But the drawback is that the amount of power that all of those are using is more than what a regular refinery would use without modules. And then speed-wise, a regular refinery should also be faster as well. And I think that would go a long way towards not only creating a path of progression that makes a lot more sense, yeah, absolutely. In fact, Factorio has a lot of really good ideas when it comes to its progression, as well as, you know, you can make an incredibly productive base that is horribly inefficient, but it works. Or you can go the route of efficiency and create something that is incredibly efficient. It's just, you know, requires a lot of work and a lot of effort. Oh shit. I'm always doing that. And it would still fall well within the whole sandbox kind of feeling that Space Engineers is going for, obviously. You know, it would still, oh, Shazbot, that is a way farther hill than I thought it would be. Or way deeper hole. You know, it would still be part of the whole sandbox thing. But it would also allow for different types of play styles for people who want something that's a little bit more structured. Yay, leopard gloves. Oh, why do you say that? I can understand that. A little bit more PvP. Well, there are supposed to be, as far as I know, some encounters on planets. But it requires like you go exploring around, that sort of thing. There we go. Hence why I went ahead and put a gun or a turret on my rover. Oh, okay, gotcha. Fair enough, Icy. Now, I was just talking about different ways that you could encourage or change progression in order to encourage differing play styles without completely abandoning the sandbox feeling of the game. So, for instance, making the basic equipment cheaper but less efficient and more power hungry. So if you wanted, you could have a whole bunch of basic refineries, but they would be chewing through your power like mad, and it would be like 6 of them to equal what one refinery would be able to do. That's not what I want. There we go. God, that gun looks way too big for this rover. They need like a 3x3 version of the Gatling turret. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'd be upset about that as well. That feels like it's a little much. Okay. Let's get... no, I don't want the drill yet. I want the connective pieces for it. And you know, that might be something worthwhile of doing once we get the miner done, is just going out exploring during the day and seeing if we can find some trouble. Just explore for a little while and see what we come across. Because is I would like to see if we can find something interesting. Thought I had. Yeah, there we go. I was like, I thought I had all of that. There we go. And then that'll be drain all. There we go. I believe so. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that might be it. Again, I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I don't know. For something like that, if I really wanted to do it right now, I would probably go ahead and hop on SS Revenge. Just use that to go obliterate them. Which, depending on how things go, I might wind up doing that later on. Cool. There we go. Get our drills done here. It's going to be so weird using regular drills after having used the Omni tools for as long as I have. But hey, it'll be nice to use regular stuff again. Kind of a chance to go back to our roots, so to speak. I wonder. No, it's not. Okay. Wow, that gets really bright. Yeah, absolutely. And it is nice to go back to a mostly vanilla save. I have nothing against it. Although, and it's not necessarily because I got bored per se. It was more so because I wanted to go back to a vanilla save for doing the DLC to enjoy as much of the DLC as possible. And that's fair. Like, everybody has their preferred way of doing things. Some people prefer lots of mods. Some people prefer purely vanilla. There is no right way to play this game. There is just whichever way you enjoy. And at the end of the day, that's really what this game is about, is what is entertaining you the most when you play it and how you play it. There we go. Let's get the cockpit in here next. I should probably go ahead and just make more of those anyway. And no, those are 100% must-haves. I can't play without those, Matt. Well, you're now Pat. Deal with it. Your name has been changed for you. Sometimes. Now, like, Industrial Overhaul definitely goes the opposite direction from easy. So that's one of those. There are definitely mods that make it easier. There are mods that make it harder. It just kind of depends on which direction that you want to go personally. And let's get these biggins out of the way. There's going to be a lot of motors. Well, I mean, why say the entire thing every single time? That's just silly. It's like the only time that your parents ever use your full name is when you're in trouble. So I'm not going to sit there and say your full name every single time. Sure, I guess you can absolutely give me a new challenge. Okay, we've got to wait for these motors. Almost there. You know, it's one of those keep it. It's like the whole Cruise Coda thing. Most people just shorten it to Cruise. Every once in a while I've been called Coda. But it's the name that we have given ourselves online. It is a representation of who we are over a period of time. So I can't do that. And the reason why I can't do that is because I don't have a console. So the best I could do is just play with 0 mods. And that's literally all it would be, is just a 0 modded version. There you go. Yeah, believe me, I wish I had that. If honestly, I would much rather start a GoFundMe so that I could get a new video card before I try and get a console. No, that's okay, Icy. I am perfectly content to continue playing on PC. Well, and I think a lot of it just has to do with the fact that we're used to taking the first part of a name and using that instead. And so they just look at the far out as the first part of the name and go from there. I'm going to get rid of that and that. Gotcha. All right, I need... Good. Very easily put those here. Go. Oh, my apologies. If we're your sanity checks, you're fucked. Construction components, which I do not have. Damn. enough. Do one there. One there. This should hopefully give us enough area, enough light coverage. Let's start getting this done. Oh, really? Awesome. Yeah, seriously. I see. I don't think either of us qualify for that position. I don't think either one of us have enough sanity between the two of us to equal one person. But new newsletter. Let's go check it out real quick. Ooh. Let's see. Okay. Awesome. Good stuff. I'll look through it in more detail later. Honestly, the family-oriented dumpster diving raccoon actually doesn't sound too bad, because at least they're having a family gathering and engaging with their offspring instead of eating them. So I see that as a great example and motivating factor for, trying to maintain one's sanity. I'm not sure why one would want to maintain their sanity, but they're a good role model. Okay. Fun part of just getting all the stuff welded. Oh, there we go. The problem is, I just wouldn't have the space to get it in here. I mean, you're not wrong. I definitely could use it, but almost done. That's true. And that is also frightening. Go. Are you sure that's what that's called there, Icy? Okay. Let's just get more parts made. Okay. Maybe that's the problem, Icy, is you're too sane. And so the headaches and the migraines are trying to erode that sanity so that you're back to normal. It's like, wait a minute, this person has too much sanity. We can't have that around here. Let's get rid of some of that. God, that's bright. Start on this one. Go. Come on, give me the rest of what I need. Probably check to see if I have enough of everything else in terms of it's. I could probably use some more nickel. All right on silicon though. Oh yeah, what do I need for my next set of tools? Yes. Yes. And maybe. Yes, I should be able to do my tools. New set of tools. This is a glorious day. Tools. Oh, sweet. I'm up to like 82,000 credits. And finally, now, and that is actually a fair thing. My dad, for a while, suffered from really massive migraines, pretty routinely, and my sister does as well. And it when you get a migraine like that, it really does take you out. So I totally get and totally understand that feeling that if it's such a frequent occurrence, you really just don't want to exist after a while. So that totally get that, man. Oh yeah, I have to reassign all of that. Characters. There we go. Yep. And it's one of those that's like, it kind of sucks that we can't figure out how to solve the migraine issue, if you will. It's like we know so much about what causes them, sort of. We don't necessarily understand how to fix the problem, though. That's the frustrating part. But I am going to take a short AFK and let some of these parts build. And so I shall be back in just a few. Boop. There we go. And we're back. Okay. Let's see. Any of our parts got done. So, and I was working on the rest of these. This one. Oh yeah. New welder is always a good thing. And I'll tell you what, I'm hopefully looking forward to dinner tonight or tomorrow night. I'm not sure which we're doing. Because I have been having a massive hankering for some meatballs. Homemade meatballs. Got a recipe that's actually pretty decent. I've had it before, but it's been a while since I've had it. And so I am really looking forward to it. Let's see. So, check on something real quick. Okay, cool. So, that's not a bad idea, actually. Like I know on one of the Discords that I'm in, my EVE Online group, they actually have a Discord channel called Food Porn. And it is just either recipes or pictures of food that they've had or talking about food, that sort of thing. So that might not be a bad idea, is to do a food porn channel. Because if there's one thing that connects a lot of us, it's our love of food. It is one of those things that, depending on your family and depending on your eating habits, you either have them all the time or very rarely, or none of the time. And since I am the one that does a large portion of the cooking these days, excuse me, I am consistently trying to find new foods to have, or just add more to the rotation. Yes, actual food sounds good too. Go. Let's get some stuff built while we're at it. Check out some things. Okay. But one of the other foods that I like throwing in there every once in a while as well is meatloaf. Like, I know a lot of people are like, ew, meatloaf, but I'm like, nah, this is a good recipe. It is delicious because it's like having a barbecue hamburger, basically. The other problem is a lot of people, like one of my friends, she mentioned that her mom tried to make meatloaf one time, and it was just super dry and really lacked flavor and just wasn't all that appetizing. Like, how do you screw up meatloaf? Meatloaf is one of those that it's just meat and ingredients, and it's delicious. That's true. Yeah, it really does depend on the recipe. I tend to be a little bit generous when I'm measuring stuff out, so I get more flavor out of it. That's the other thing is, like, I'm one of those cooks that I don't make sure that I have exactly enough of a particular spice. I'm like, I will just add stuff to it. Yes. But I will just like add, just add stuff and like, oh, okay. All right, fair enough. You are not incorrect. But we're talking about spices, so. But, yeah, so instead of like, half a tablespoon or half a teaspoon, I'll be like, that looks like enough. Not to mention the fact that I also don't necessarily use all the spices that they tell you to. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but I'm not going to do it. Hey, daytime's coming up. I think we might use this daytime, do some exploration. Go. Almost done. Just have those there. And then the other thing is that I need to figure out how I want to set up my sorting system. And I might need to move these thrusters around a little bit in order to do that. However, that's something we'll look at in the near future. Go. All right, let's get the last little bit done. Yep. And I do that too. Oftentimes, I like to come up with interesting sauces to go with the particular meals that I'm making. And oftentimes when I do it, I'll like just take the ingredients that I know, like I'll take some rice and chicken, and then I'll try and come up with an interesting sauce to go with it. If I'm looking for a specific type of flavor, I'll try and make it around that. That's actually how I've come up with a honey mustard that we call proper topping. And then there was this sort of, what was it? It was like soy sauce. What else was in it? Bunch of stuff, honestly. Like, but I use mayo a lot as a base when I'm coming up with sauces, which is really nice. Because it does a good job of doing just that. It's a good base for sauces. And then the other night, I tried making one. It didn't work out. And I think it was because instead of cream of mushroom soup like I wanted to use, we only had cream of chicken soup available. And unfortunately, it didn't quite work out. It wasn't the flavor that I was really looking for what I was wanting to do. I tried. I really tried. But it just didn't work. There we go. So what I think I want to do is let's go ahead. Oh goody, there are small grid versions of that. Awesome. Let's grab some steel plate. Yeah, fair enough. I'm one of those, like, okay, so if I'm making a sandwich, like just a regular bread and meat sandwich, I'll usually use Miracle Whip. However, if it's bologna, I will actually use mayo for that specifically. And I don't remember when I started doing that. I just know I did. Let's throw these down here like such. And should be a total of 8 objects. Awesome. We'll get all of those built, and then I'll drop them down to act as our sort of like landing gear, our stilts, so that when I disconnect the mining ship from the wall there, it doesn't just crash to the ground. I'm surprised though that these aren't more charged up. Battery wise, it may be a situation where it shouldn't matter. Yeah, fair. That's something that I don't generally do a whole lot of is oil and vinegar. I probably should find a recipe or some sort of meal that I would want to do that with. Hey, there goes our daytime. Go. Also, I need a button to go with this. Actually, before I do that, let's finish this up. Then I'll worry about all of the adding a button and stuff like that. Awesome. Okay. There we go. I need a square pistons. Mining LG. And groups. Mining LG. Reverse. Awesome. They are a little bit taller than I thought they would be, but that's okay. All right. Cool. I know, right? All this talk of food. do need to adjust or finish the other two, but for now, let's take all of our thrusters. Sapa. Mining for thrusters. Groups. Toggle blocks on off. Okay. Head and drop those down. Oops. They work as good suspension, though. I'll give them that much. Then I can just drop it down like so. Awesome. Okay. I need... interior blocks. Boom. Oh wait, better yet. Put that in there. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and use one of the inset connectors, and then I can attach it directly to the base that way and make it look like it's smooth and flush against the wall. And then still have the port off to the side so that way I can run whatever I need to off of it. Almost there. And once we get this attached to the base so that it can start charging, I'll go ahead and go do some traveling. I'm trying to figure out what I want for lunch. Actually, I know exactly what I want for lunch. We don't have it here, but I know what I want. There's the grocery store that we usually go to. They will sometimes have fried sushi. Yeah, it really does help so much. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. And this goes here. We will switch lock. Switch lock. Well, the large grid one obviously does, but I don't mind it having a single side port, because that actually makes it really useful anyway. And it also means that you don't have to build around the fact that you would have exposed ports. All right, that is now done. Let's go ahead Oh yeah, I wanted to grab the ammo before we take off here. I want to grab the rest of the ammo just in case I wind up getting into a firefight with something. Gatling. Well, I'm sure there's other reasons why we're all fat. I know exactly why I'm fat. I'm a lazy son of a bitch. My eating habits don't help. I definitely could use some more working out. Like, well, any working out, really. I think it's one of those every once in a while we should have a little bit of grease. Like, oh my God. So there was this place, this Italian restaurant that used to be in the area, and they had the best large pizza. It was like, I don't know, huge, large pizza. Just cheese and pepperoni, and then the same amount of mass in grease. And it was so good. No, I'm good. I think I used to work retail, so, and not just working retail, but I used to work behind a counter with no chair. And I've also worked at 2 grocery stores doing third shift shelf stocking. So I'm good on being on my feet. Unfortunately, I'm such a big guy, I really have a hard time cutting back on food. And it's not like I'm just a big guy, it's just I'm a tall motherfucker. And so because of that, I am just naturally a larger person anyway. It really does. Possibly. I'm, depending on who you ask, I'm either 6'4" or 6'3". If you ask my sister, I'm 6'3". If you ask me, I'm 6'4". But fortunately, I've been staying around 256 pounds, 250, 256. Well, she always takes an inch off anyway, and always has. And that's primarily because of the fact that she is the shortest of the 3 of us. The 3 of us siblings. Because Kintar, or Sweater, as he's also lovingly known, he's like 6 foot, 6'1", something like that. Not that much shorter than me. And then my poor sister, she's the middle child, and she's like 5'9". So it depends on what I make for dinner as far as how much I wind up eating. Usually my portions are larger anyway, but still. Let's get a little bit of speed here. We've got a little bit of flat land. We can actually like find anything. I can't skip breakfast myself. I mean, I can, but I don't like to. I'd much rather have the brain food. Lunch I can actually go an extended period without lunch. I prefer a rover because it is easier to control over terrain. But if you're in an area like Triton is actually a really good location for a hovercraft. But it's I would say terrain dependent. If it's a lot of rough terrain, a rover's probably going to wind up being better because, again, like you mentioned, more control. If it's more flat terrain like this, hovercraft is perfect because you definitely cross a larger amount of distance like that. But like these mountainous areas would be kind of rough with a hovercraft. But I also just like rovers in general. I think they're a lot more fun and a lot more interesting to build. There's just something about the act of driving that is, to me, cathartic and therapeutic. That's probably why I enjoy doing it so much in GTA. However, there's a lot to be said for flying as well, so it really just kind of depends on the moment. Let's see. Surprised we're not coming across anything. Oh, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, the moon wouldn't be too bad. I will definitely keep that in mind there, buddy. Actually, at this rate, so Star Citizen is really pushing itself to make multi-crew a more almost mandatory sort of way of playing. And so it definitely feels like it's reaching a point where I am going to actually have to start putting together a crew. Yay, more iron. I don't need it. Feels weird. It feels like I should have come across something by now. But haven't yet. Which makes me a little nervous for when I actually do. Plus, getting back home is going to be a huge pain in the ass. That's true. And I think Elite Dangerous is specifically designed in such a way as to make it a very singular experience. Oh God, Icy, what have you done now? But I have tried playing Elite Dangerous multiple times. And I'll get like a week into it and then just lose interest all of a sudden. But sometimes I'll hit that point in Star Citizen where I'm like, okay, I feel like I really want to play this, and then I'll play it for 2, 3, 4 weeks at least. Right now, I'm just waiting for the next big patch because the stuff that I want to do is not currently in the game because they took it out. See, playing Years of Eve Online got me used to the idea of losing stuff. So I reached a point where I was like, okay, if I can't replace it, I'm not going to use it. That's why a lot of these games these days that are, like Tarkov and stuff like that, just don't interest me. Because if I'm going to spend that much time, that much effort, and that much work to get stuff, only to have it lost in seconds, what's the point? Like, I get it. For some people, it's the risk versus reward. But sometimes that's a little bit too much risk for too little reward. As long as you disconnect it, you should be able to switch it back to a non-static grid. Well, typically the best way to do that, and a really good way of doing that, is to actually go ahead. Right. Save the game, unload, load the game back up, and that may fix it. At the very least, you can get into the options for the trailer and convert it to a ship as well. If you go through one of the cargo ports. Yeah, that's sort of like last ditch effort. At that point though, what I would do is make sure that you turn on your rotor and hinge locks for your trailer hitch, so that way they don't move when you disconnect. Nope. We're not going down that hill. But sometimes, yes, I do. I made sure when I left, it's got 3 already, plus I've got another 23 in the connector. Yeah, just try the reload first, see if that fixes it. Sometimes that will. Absolutely. Wee. Oof. Yeah, that would definitely cause some issues. So yeah, that's one. Like again, reloading will oftentimes fix that. If it doesn't, what you may want to do is disconnect it, copy it, delete it, and then paste it. Sometimes that can fix it as well. Yeah, no, fair enough. Honestly surprised we haven't come across anything yet. We got some good distance here. Nothing yet. Where are these encounters that they had talked about? That's, yeah, most likely the situation that I'm in. Yeah, what you may want to do is just go ahead and cut and paste the truck. As long as it's disconnected from the base, you should be able to just get the truck and then cut and paste it that way. And then if the main part of it is but if the main part of the truck is set as a ship, then hopefully the trailer will also wind up becoming a ship as well. So, and that's, yeah, that's entirely possible, Matt. It could be one of those that it's just based on luck, if RNGesus likes you or not. I wonder if it's also locational. Like if it's a situation where it's different parts of the planet are more likely to spawn it. Gotcha. Whoa. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, don't. No, no, no. What did I just lose? What did I lose? Ooh. Blew the front off of it. Okay, that's all right though. It was just the front. So I can live with that. Took one of my headlights, or took my headlights, but I still have a couple of the lamps there, so that's all right. We're okay. As long as I don't lose everything, we are fine. I probably should have brought some spare parts, but I probably should. But at the same time, this is fun, you know? This is the challenge of it. Plus, I'm about, what, 16 to almost 19 kilometers away from home, so that'll be a hell of a long trip back. Just to put some bumpers on so that way I can come back out here again. So we're just going to keep exploring until we find something interesting, or decide to go back. Whoop. Oh. But it's back there. I was just back there. Man, I should have brought my credits with me. Yeah, that'll happen. But at least you know which part it is. And knowing which part it is makes it a little bit easier to fix the problem. Oh, shh. I hate these hills. It can depend. And it's one of those that Space Engineers has weird behaviors when it comes to grids and subgrids. Yeah. At least it should have been. Let's... No, hydrogen... I don't think hydrogen has ever burned fuel just by being idle. At least I've never encountered that previously. First contact, edit settings, advanced. Environmental, blah, blah, blah. Sun rotation. Yep, random encounters. And yep, everything else looks good, so that's possible, Matt. But again, as soon as you connect to a grid, okay, so if you connect to a grid that is not a station or is not stable, then yes, it will attempt to burn fuel because it basically is acting as a second set of thrusters. So like if you dock a small ship with a large ship, the small ship is still going to use its fuel. Also, if you dock a small hydrogen ship to a large hydrogen ship, the large hydrogen ship is still going to try and use the fuel tanks on that smaller one. So it just depends on the situation. Oh, hey, there goes my fire. Yay. I was missing my fire particles. There we go. I am happy now. But hey, let's go check out this supply post. And then I see. I'm not entirely sure how I would fix your issue. There's a couple of ways that you can go about it, but I'm not sure how effective they're going to be on console. That's going to be the biggest issue. Fair enough. Do you have any mag plates on it? I see. And more importantly, is the handbrake on? Oh. Ooh, I do not like that drop. No. Fuck me. Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Yeah. Okay. I did not like that at all. That was not pleasant. Okay. Is the handbrake on? Actually, are the wheels turned on? Do not like this. This is terrible terrain. Who came up with this? Oh, fuck me. What did I just blow off? I bet that was the front battery, too. Yep, there goes the front battery. Oh, shit. Okay. I kind of figured that might happen. Huh. Well, I'm kind of heading back anyway, so this all works out. But that's good to know, Willie. I'll have to take a look at that and see what can be adjusted. It's one of those that I think they're still working out the kinks in all the code and whatnot. Yeah, go ahead and throw it in the... Actually, go ahead and throw it in chat. Then I'll also post it to the Discord. All right, looks like we are... What? No. I want to trade with you. Just see what you have. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not at all what I wanted. That is what I want. That way I can take a better look at it later. probably should have blueprinted this. Probably. Oh, wait. I think I did. Did I? I did. Well, for the most part. I haven't updated the blueprint, so there's that. But that's okay, because I haven't made enough changes to it to be a problem. What the hell is up with this terrain? I slammed my nose into the ground again. Terrain bug. Oh, okay, yeah, that'll probably do it too. Yeah, little steps like that sometimes happen. It could also be because of the fact that I'm using a mod to make all of the voxels smooth. So it could have been a byproduct of that. Okay, now here is where it's going to get interesting. Because I'm a little bit worried. Well, we'll find out. If they start shooting at me, then I will try not to die. But if I do die, then I'll just respawn back at base and we'll build a new rover and go from there. That's true. We are good at coming up with problems people haven't encountered yet. That's true. Okay, they're not shooting at me and I'm not shooting at them, so... All right. Well, fine, then. Okay, so it looks like I'm seeing... So it looks like that's the only turret. So that's let's see how this goes. Save. Oh, that's hard to see through. All right. Oops. Okay, so far so good. Well, that's just, I went ahead and I looked through the window. Just to make sure. And I didn't see any interior turrets. But we'll find out. That's true. All right, it looks like we're all right. Oh God, more of those. Battery. That's a basic assembler, nothing in there. My grandfather insisted he was a better shipbuilder than me, since when he was my age, he didn't have access to grids. I think he's just jealous. What do we have in here? Ooh, some cobalt, silicon, some magnesium. Ooh, this is going to be a good haul. Okay. We're going to be here for just a few. Oh, I should be able to hopefully replace some of the stuff that got destroyed. Hopefully I can make some repairs. I don't necessarily want an outpost out here. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but I don't necessarily want one out here. What else we got in here? Damn. Let's get back up here. There's a lot of displays. Fortunately, though, this will be some good salvage. What else have we got in here? Oh, that's a broadcast controller. Okay. The broadcast controller.
Inventory full.
Just go ahead and... That's true, yeah. It's always fun having interesting projects. Let's see. Get rid of that. And event controller.
Inventory full.
There's definitely some good stuff here. It's just an interior wall. Okay. all is attached to this actually. Control panel. That's it. So warfare, battery, sound block, small, gate, beacon, floodlights. Okay. Oh, whoops. If I had some silicon and nickel, actually I think primarily nickel and iron, I could probably go ahead and use the basic assembler to make a new battery. Let's see. Yeah, I really don't have enough there. And I don't think I'm going to find enough in what I have here. That'll be nice, though. In order to do that. Well, I don't know. We'll see. If I pull some of these parts apart, might be able to find some of them.
Inventory full.
No. That poor thing. Oh, beating the hell out of my own rover. Oh, okay. Nice. And yeah, some of this I may actually get away with being able to break down. You have what if we do oh, it won't let me use it. Okay. So that's fine. I bet if I claimed it, or if I claimed, oh yeah, because I don't have the battery, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that's fine. I try not to normally abuse my rover. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I try not to.
Inventory full.
So MTCG is not going to like me now, but the pirates might. Oh, damn. Okay. You're about full over here. Under here? Nope. Okay. Light armor. Let's grab what else we can from here.
Inventory
Awesome.
full.
And then let's see about I have there. No, I have that. That. And then there we go. Oh, I should. I was just thinking I should go ahead and grab what I can from the. Where is it? Do I have any girders on here? I do not. I don't need. I do need the metal grids. I don't necessarily need that many plates at the moment. All right, there goes one of them. And let's see if I can get. There we go. Awesome. Good enough. Alrighty. Let's continue on our way home. There we go. So our first encounter, planetary encounter. We totally beat the hell out of that base. Stole what we needed to. All in all, a good day's work. And we're getting to ride home in a busted rover. This poor. Well, it is a modular rover. We just removed one of the modules violently. Check out the other unknown signal on the way home. But yeah. Hasn't been too bad so far. I bet it's because the friction on my wheels is up at 50%, which can sometimes be a problem. Okay. Let's just carefully make our way back. I really do like that exhaust, though. It adds some character and life to our poor little rover. I think what I might do, given the precarious nature of the batteries being underneath, is actually go ahead and move them to the sides so that they're not necessarily so exposed to damage like that. Oof. Do not like those hills. Okay. We get anything? Rainbow boots. Cool. I'm already full up on whatever you have. Let's. Have any credits? You do. I want all the credits. I don't necessarily need. Don't necessarily need the grids, but I do want the credits. Oof. Where are we at? Okay, I see. So we just need. Oh, this is terrible at night. Like, okay, fixing the floodlights was a good idea, as it makes this a little less atrocious. And the flaming exhaust definitely helps, but it's still not necessarily the most fun I've ever had while driving. Let's take this little ravine here. These are sometimes good ways to get around. They can be a little less treacherous than what's around them. And oh, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I wish that they had done, was increased the range of normal spotlights, or increase the max range of normal spotlights, because at this point, why bother with spotlights unless it's a purely aesthetic thing? Like, the only reason why I could, yes, absolutely, like the only reason why I would keep using spotlights is if I was specifically going for a design look. Other than that, though, there's not much reason to bother with them now, because spotlights not only have a higher range, but they don't have the stupid bars, and they just work better. And on top of that, they also have various angles that you can utilize. So it's not just straight ahead, but you can also use or get like, was it 20 and 45 degree angles out of them. Which you can't easily do that with spotlights. You can do it with searchlights. Come on, get up here. There we go. But yeah, that's one of those that's true, yes. And that right there is actually a fair criticism. And that's one I can definitely understand. Oh. Oh, because the turret. Of course. Of course it's the turret's fault. I would say overall, though, I think the floodlights are going to be replacing spotlights for more and more things. Now, I also wonder if the floodlights are just a different way of doing spotlights. And they're testing it out with this and seeing how well they work within the engine before they decide to change over everything else. Wait, searchlights are? I didn't realize searchlight. Wow. Then again, I just get all the DLC anyway. Alrighty, I think we're on the right track now. This should be a little bit better. little less treacherous. And you know, the sad part is, I have played a lot of games that had a lot of DLC, and the DLC always was like way more expensive than it had any right to be for what you were actually getting. And then you come to Space Engineers, and yes, there's a lot of DLC, but that's over multiple years, and they're all really cheap. What? Yes, indeed. Congrats, Icy, on having an operational vehicle once again. Come up here. They really are. They space them out in intervals. Like, you still get, you know, chunks of them, you know, anywhere between 2 to 4 a year, but they're not, first of all, they're not stupidly expensive. You do get a lot out of it. And every time they do one, they give you some free stuff, and then they give you some paid stuff. And there are very few companies out there that actually do that. Everything, it's either all paid or you're lucky and a lot of it is free. So, 2. Because there was signals, and then there's contact. I think there may have been one more. I'd have to double check that. But yeah. Because Signals was earlier this year, and that's how we got the action relay, the new antenna, the new, you know, like compact round antenna, the round beacon, that sort of stuff, the truss blocks. Are you sure it's not you that feels old as fuck? Partly, yeah. Yeah, so all in all, and that's just it too, is the stuff they add. First of all, some of it is a reskin, which is fair. I mean, you're gonna have better graphical designs anyway over time. But then a lot of it also is additional action blocks, activity blocks, things of that nature. Things that add to the core of the gameplay in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes they'll even add a whole new planet. So there's lots of different things that the DLC brings with it. At the end of the day, really it comes down to, do you as an individual find value in what they offer? And if you do, awesome. That means that they've done their job, and you won't feel bad about giving them more money. Personally, I never feel bad about giving them more money because I've enjoyed all the DLC in some way, shape, or form. I don't necessarily always enjoy my driving, but no worries. Um. Well, okay, so I think the best way to look at the AI basic block is like this. The AI intermediate block is called a programmable block. So it's one of those where the basic AI block is really just meant to allow you to create a generic AI. And if you need to do anything more advanced than what that is capable of doing, then you're probably looking at scripting anyway. So just jump the gun, bite that bullet, go for it. Oh my god, what is it with men always comparing sizes? Oh, okay. Give me a second, I'll let that one through. There we go. That works even better now. Oh man. Sometimes just things work out better than you expect them to. The original orientation of that particular fuck off was a little bit higher and was a direct reply to me. However, I think in this particular case, as it pertains to AutoMod, it works a little bit better. Really? That's two. Oh, you're on a roll today. Any others that you want me to to really push through for you, buddy? Oh God, that is rocks and terrain and oh God. I'm sorry there, Icy. I don't have a card for that one. I had one years ago, and unfortunately, I used it up. All right. That's three. Oh, wow. It's just catching all of them today, man. It really doesn't like the F word. It caught F off. Funnily enough, it was like, oh no, F off is bad. I don't like that one. I think what happens and how it learns what's bad and not is that it gets used in somebody else's stream. They block it. And then at that point, AutoMod is like, oh, well, obviously that's bad. Well, I've already allowed the words through, so it's not going to trigger now, hopefully. But you're right, it probably just does hate Icy. It has an irrational dislike of him. Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble there, Matt. All right. We are back home. I think you just did. I probably should weld that up. Alrighty. Oops. Ooh. That would actually be really funny. Drunk Morse code. I'd be on board with that. But there we go. That was a mostly interesting ride out and back. Let's see. Let's tackle the idea of putting some batteries on the sides. Well, I can put one battery on the side. I'd have to move those though. But it's doable. However, though, I think oh, I hate that shit so much, Hollows. I'm right there with you. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you where you have to do that? And then you feel like so good about having done it too. It's like, what is wrong with you people? Oh, GTA. Rules. I need the sci-fi. Oh, Shazbot. There we go. There we go. That's good. I'm glad that that actually made your day there, buddy. And you know, that's interesting, Hollows, because I was actually able to play for quite a while last night without much issue. So it must be something that they're just doing today. And you know, I bet I know why. And I bet it has everything to do with the UFO stuff today. They're trying to make it so that people really can't do it. But there we go. Now I need to... Actually still in mostly one piece. Ooh. Sorry about that, Icy. No, they did? Yeah. Well, invite only session at that point. I'll be a little bit sorry. Not a lot, just a little bit. I know how that feels, Hollows. Like sometimes it sucks that modders go out of their way to make it so that like the only way that you can play is if you're doing a invite only. And especially it's like it's a multiplayer game. I don't want to play solo. Why are you making me do this? Let's put you over there. That's the other thing that really bugs me about modders like that in GTA is that they wind up behaving like they are the end all be all, the alpha and the omega, the ones who get to tell people what they can and cannot do. Just because they paid a little extra money, they paid somebody else for their work in order to be able to run a menu, a script on their computer, and that's it. They themselves didn't do any of the work. They didn't do any of the development. They didn't put any of the effort into the creation of that tool. Something like that, yeah. Something around that amount. Almost there. Oh, just had 2 more to go. Cool. There. That should work. And actually, when I get there, I'll deal with that. Interesting. Anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up there for today. It's been an interesting stream, to say the least. So, but yeah, so far, we will, let's see, we've got our mining ship. I still need to do some tweaks to it in order to make sure that it's going to work for what we need to do. Other than that, though, it's basically ready to go. We've got our rover, a little beat up, but well, I've already allowed the fuck you through, so, but yeah, so, but a little bit more work on the base. Got the mining ship ready to go. We've got rover beat up, but also repaired, ready to go. So all in all, another productive day. Got some more stuff taken care of and had a little bit of fun with AutoMod. What am I kidding? We had a lot of fun with AutoMod. And then, yeah, so that's been it. So to wrap this up, next week, like I mentioned, probably about Wednesday is when I'll be able to get my hands on the Factorio DLC. Yeah, a little. But Wednesday, I should be able to get the Space Age DLC for Factorio. So we'll probably do a little bit of that for a while after I get it. That's the one I've really been looking for, because that is a big amount of DLC. That's actually almost like an expansion rather than just DLC. So that'll be fun. Other than that, though, Monday and Tuesday next week, business as usual, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. And nothing coming up this weekend. I'm just gonna probably work on some stuff for YouTube if I do anything, and we'll go from there. Also, just as an update again, for those of you who don't know, I am uploading the VODs over to YouTube. So if you wanted to watch them there instead of on Twitch, you can. That's at Cruz Coda. So youtube.com/@Cruz Coda. And you should be able to follow the link on the About section as well. Other than that, though, that is going to be it for today. As always, thank you all for joining me on these misadventures. We're glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, if you get caught, I don't know you. Catch you guys later. No, I don't. I don't know you. Who are you guys? Who am I? Oh my God.